afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast from your host, Imperial Dane, Master Propaganda Hero Psych, Defender of the Fatherland. Off here, an exciting 1 versus 1 on Crossing in the Woods. Between the south, we got the ever impeccable Luvnest. Fighting here for Germany, Deutschland, the Oberkommando West. Fighting here for the Hammergöring Fallschirmpanzerdivision. Versus in the north, we got Barton, PL. Fighting here for the Soviet Union, Socialism. Comrade Stalin taking on the role here of the elite 2nd Guards Mechanized Corps. We got Luftwaffe, Spec Ops, and Fortification for Luvnest with Triple Infantry versus Barton. Straight into Lend-Lease. Haven't seen that one lately, but then again, there's a lot of things we haven't seen in quite some time. That's been appearing a lot lately. So who knows? Triple Infantry here for Barton, double engineers and conscripts. Double engineers this early on could indicate, well, apparently she just wants to grab territory fast, leaving the combat till later here versus the Oberkommando West, which is an interesting choice. Most players here try and fight the Oberkommando efficiently and fast, but Barton here seems to figure, he can't really necessarily fight a 1 versus 1 with the Sturmpani as well unless he gangs up on him, so he figures he might as well just try and seize as much and then just have more ground to give off, perhaps versus his opponent at least. That would be my speculative guess here. But anyway, Sturmpioniere, double focus goes out here for Luvnest and the Hammergöring Fallschirmpanzerdivision. Sturmpioneers crossing the water here, swift, like something very swift, a fox with assault rifles. What foxes are doing with assault rifles you'd best not inquire about. Foxes have been known to shoot people who ask too many questions. Foxes coming up and getting the engineers up here. We've got the Sturmpanzers and the engineers. That is very much a one-sided engagement. Barton immediately falls back here. The engineers, of course, have now scouted out where Luvnest Sturmpioneers are. Foxes finding out with the engineers here. Of course, it's going to call for some infantry reinforcements here. Could flank down here and sort of flank the Falconers. Engineers sort of slightly moving about here. Meanwhile, Luvnest trying to take eastern territories there. We got wire up here to deny cover to Barton in future engagements. More Falconers away there for Luvnest. Third conscript there for Barton. But Lend-Lease, damn it, does not get seen a lot of use again. It really has high time, but as soon as the M4C Sherman basically got made into buildable rather than a call-in, it did lose a lot of its losses to some players. Even though the M4C Sherman is still one hell of a medium tank, to be honest. Like, it's one of the tanks with the highest rate of fire. Plus, it's just reasonably good versus armored infantry at the same time. I mean, it basically has the same rate of fire as Stu G before it got nerfed, roughly. And it's a tank. And it can gain a very high rate of fire virtually free. Like, the M4C Sherman is still really good. So, a part of me hopes to see a Barton just make great use of it and, put a good fight up here against Luvnest. And, of course, being to see the Nuts, of course, counters that well of what happens. They're falling back, as you can see Barton there pushing out with double conscripts. It's not going to be a long-term good engagement there for Luvnest. He's just basically outgunned here. I mean, even long range for the Falconers excel. The problem is against this many conscripts, and they're already low in health. This is not going to end up too well. Falconers are pushing out the Sturmpioneers, might try and threaten Barton's cut-off points here. We got medics on the way there for Barton. Good choice. Conscripts moving in to deal with some troops trying to sneak up behind here. Very good move by Luvnest, but a bit risky. For now, well, not really for now. I mean, if sort of Barton had something more firepower, it could get a bit more risky, but for now, it's probably not. More Falconers arrive against the conscript. We got troops down from the south. All of a sudden, the situation is turned around. The table has been flipped over, and there's a German hiding beneath it. Because they need to fight sooner now, they're just being gunned down from some angles. In this case, basically firing from this side. There's not actually any cover bonus getting in here. Keep in mind, heavy cover is pretty much directional. What you see is what you get. So if you wouldn't be standing exposed to getting fired at, you probably don't want units to be getting fired at there either. I mean, that's basically one of the sims. Whereas a lot of light covers, pretty much omnidirectional. Heavy cover is pretty much always directional. So if your troops are somehow exposed, like this, for example, you probably want to get out. So really nice move there by Luvnest. Basically use some units to fix them down as then move more troops into active flank. That's a really good move there by Luvnest. Very nice tactics here. Probably not what Barton was anticipating. He's got flamethrowers out there. We've got the Sturmpioneers moving in there trying to get a wipe. Barton's going to need some time to reinforce stuff. Wiring off here. Luvnest here really pushing out against Barton now. Though some of his forces have been depleted a bit here. Battlegroup headquarters up there for Luvnest. No mechanized regiment, which has become very popular with Oberkommando players. And certainly most players at the moment just rush for the looks. But Luvnest here, clearly a man of different style and tastes. Troops healing and reinforcing. We have no upgrades yet here for Barton. We'll have to see if he's worried about any sort of light vehicles here from Luvnest. I mean, obviously, with the Lend-Lease tactics, he doesn't have that immediate access a lot of players do, which is, calling guardsmen or even anti-tank partners, which actually don't slightly appearing more as well, so you counter any sort of light vehicles. It'll be interesting to see how Barton, reacts if Luvnest, say, pulls out a flak after if he does. And certainly if Barton sort of thinks he has to prepare for it. And there's certainly a few mind games going on there. Full repulsed here as Barton's men swing in aggressively for the motherland. Hoorah! Take that, you fascist assholes! Ahem! I'm sorry. Take that, you Hitlerite assholes! Better. Mines down here. Nice spot by there. Mining off the crates with the Schuhmine or Schützenmine. Medics up as well there for Luvnest. For the Hammergöring Fallschirmpanzerdivision. Flamethrower engineers moving out there with the conscripts in support. Troops are getting blasted and burned. Nice attempt there, sandbags by Luvnest. All nice attempts in general. We got assault rifles up there. The Sturmgewehr 44. Conscript versus Volkswagen fighting out there. And we got a Disco machine gun out here for Barton. Certainly haven't seen a lot of those, but again, they seem to be slightly catching on. They are still pretty good, particularly know how to use them, and it certainly can deal with light vehicles. I'm not real Barton certainly the type of player who, doesn't mind going off meta, playing out different strategies, in part because, he's kind of like that, but also because they do have some kind of psychological effect. The opponent's only caught off guard by a sudden shift in strategy. Plus, just because something isn't your use a lot doesn't mean it's bad. I mean, some players just seem to think, if it's not, X, it must be bad. Which is actually quite a common sort of flaw in logic, to be honest, achieved by some players. But again, it's also what's nice to see others players, going off the mark and again, just showing, hey, this stuff is great. Like, for example, Armstrong showing, hey, Commando Doctrine is actually pretty strong. So it's nice to see maybe Barton possibly achieving something the same here with Lend-Lease. Our way forward being hammered by the Disco machine gun there, which is basically just a Soviet 50 cal machine gun. Was I think replaced during the Cold War period with another sort of machine gun. But I was it. Well, then we got a flak half track there for Luvnest, the 251-17, which actually was used by the Hammergöring Fallschirmpanzer. In fact, the Hammergöring Fallschirmpanzer specifically used this version, so it was actually made for them. Fun fact. But there you go, nice flank here, wiping out a conscript there. Barton a bit too slow to retreat. Disco's there falling back, but you can see these are making good progress in the east. Barton here, noting he's not falling in too much in one particular part of the map. He's quick to shift and attack elsewhere. One thing that is slightly worrying is he's not tagged out yet. Mine spotted. Sturm Pioneer there being caught laying down barbed wire in the east. There we got conscript catching the folks there as they tried to lay down some. Oh, well, crap, the point is to hit a mine. Up close to the assault rifles to help the folks up back to the conscripts. Then again, the mine might just make enough impression on the folks going to leave them weakened. So how will Barton deal with this flak half track? Can't need to retreat, by the way. A kid man from the way there for Luvnest. He's often anticipating Barton's going to hit him with some kind of light vehicle at some point. And we got the 251-17 there hammering away gloriously for the fatherland. And there going in here. Need to pop the armor piercing round, but there you go. Bit too slow there. And Luvnest quickly sees what's going on and retreats. He retreats very fast. Good reaction there by Luvnest. Oh, as that flak half track could have suffered quite a bit there against Barton's heavy machine gun. But there you go, a bit of movement here. We got a support company finally got for Barton. Find some tech happening there. And East Point lost there to the Germans. Sandbags up there. And Sturmgewehr's up. Very good. And engineers need to retreat. They're about to get wiped out. And there you go, flak half track around just as the armor piercing rounds wear off. Barton here in a slightly sticky situation. There you go. Straight into the tank battalion command here. Barton does not lose a step here for the 2nd Guards Mechanized Corps. As Luvnest and the Hammergöring Fallschirmpanzerdivision, Dritte Panzergrenadierkompanie secures territory. Also, a fun fact about the Hammergöring Fallschirmpanzerdivision, despite being elite panzer division, it never really received any armoured half-tracks, which is actually quite interesting since those would generally been guaranteed it. In fact, it only received any sort of armoured half-tracks when it became a Panzer Corps, at which point it was in this sort of attached Panzerfusilier battalion that actually equipped with the half-tracks. Fun fact. So even then, it wasn't really the Panzer Division itself that received them. So a little fun detail there. For the aficionados, are just curious. Sharp Hunter's quarters considered up there. Lots of sandbags here. I mean, really nice sandbagging there from Luvnest. Sandbags and Barton, I think, sort of two, I'd say, less talked about. Almost, I think, get overlooked by a lot of players, but good sandbagging and good Barton wire can actually have quite an impact on the engagement if done correctly. Dish coming eastwards, pushing up to the west end. We got full initial press because Fat look like they're stuck his head out too much. Dish get creeping up. There's going to try and catch the flak half. Can he succeed? Reloading it, and there we go. Doesn't do a lot of damage though, since unlike say the 50 calibers armor piercing rounds or the MG42's incendiary armor piercing rounds, the dish kit does not get a damage bonus when it applies them. It just gets a penetration bonus. It's actually a bit of an interesting distinction there as well. Perhaps they need to fall back. T70 almost done. Spare Punter Corps are already going up for Luvnest. In this regard, Barton so far isn't quite having the success they imagined. His strategy, I think, might have been a bit too short on emphasis. He wasn't fast in taking out their support bomb company and might have relied too much on the discos, which still were, I think, a few command points later than they could have been. There you go, flanked by the Sturmpine. It's Luvnest overall keeping up good aggressive infantry tactics versus Barton. Looking to outmaneuver and encirclement wherever possible, which is, of course, really good. T-Sen moving in. Looks like they could actually be a good target here. Probably Barton here is going to try and go for a white. There you go. Luvnest had briefly seemed to consider Panther first, but decided that'd be a pretty bad idea, and then it's too late. Yeah, I think there you go. White. Small tactical victory here for Barton over Luvnest. That is 250 manpower gone, plus the assault rifles, which I believe are, what is it now? 60 munitions, so overall quite a loss there for Luvnest here in the early game. I mean, he's still got an advantage. He's still getting more likely to push out tanks faster here than Barton, even though Barton is dropping in munitions or fuel crates here. But even then, it is the loss of an infantry score, which does mean less field pressure, which is important. We can see Luvnest quick to replace them with Obersoldaten. Very nice move there. Oh, hits. No, dodges the mine. Didn't even set the mine off in the Sturm Pioneers. Guess both sides they got a bit lucky. Pulls about to rush into Panther first. He's going to get Panther first. But on the other hand, there is the engineers. Oh, no, no. Didn't work out there. Almost got a white. There was a complete turnaround there, and poor Luvnest. I don't think he saw that coming. I don't think anyone saw that coming. Maybe not even Barton, but that turned out pretty horribly. Probably the negative cover they moved out into Panther first. It pretty much just exposed them. But if that had been the second wipe, that would have been quite painful there for Luvnest. That would have been quite painful. That would have been 500 manpower plus, 120 munitions gone in the blink of an eye. Because there, being shot at by the T-70 is already doing quite a good bit of work there for Barton. It's all taking advantage of the chaos the T-70 is causing to not hit the western side. Very good move there. Good players taking advantage of the fact they're likely to draw attention strategically on the map to then sort of, sneak infantry in elsewhere. It's really nice work there by Barton. Luvnest, of course, trying his best to react and sort of ensure that Barton just doesn't overrun him, but it's not easy with a T-70 and loose and a single Academy ever trying to stop it. But Luvnest will soon have tools here to give Barton a bit of a headache there. This will likely force Barton here to go for a field gun, probably two. So to counter that, I mean, he's going for one field gun already, but he'll probably need another one to help stall the German armour. Of course, once he then gets out the M4C Sherman, which I'm Magnus, what are you going to push for? It's going to force Luvnest to have to consider something else than just Panther 4s. Maybe a Panther or a Jagdpanzer. Also on the net, getting glass with the T-70. Nice flank here by Barton. Really good use of that T-70. Really putting some pressure there in Luvnest. Threatening his infantry left, right and centre. Making things all much more difficult for Luvnest and allowing Barton to just seize more of the initiative, which of course is really important for the Soviets. Still one fuel crate there he could grab. And there he goes, Sis-3 field gun out. He's going for another T-70. We're definitely seeing a lot more double T-70 strategies as of late. It's an interesting move here from Barton. And again, it's probably there to just put more pressure on the infantry, try and bleed it out. Make it harder for Blood to just go for a tank, and even then if he gets a tank out, there's going to be less support for it. It's going to require Barton to go for another field gun because, I mean, he's going to be a bit of a stick situation otherwise. But still, double T-70s really seem to be becoming part of the actual meta game. which is actually quite interesting. It's certainly not something I'd anticipate happening. And honestly, it's been ages since I myself personally went for T7s. I mean, it can be powerful, it can be really potent in fact, but it is a bit expensive. And again, a bit risky, but again, well done. It is absolutely lethal since it really has just such high potential for just wiping infantry units and even affecting light vehicles, if used correctly. Lost an engineer squad, though, better lost there for Barton. It's going to make it hard for him to maintain the light tanks and any armor he gets. Luvnest, Obersoldaten, moving up here on the west side. We got the Panther on the way there for Luvnest. Will he be ready, though, for the double T70? Will he be ready for the oncoming storm? Fortunately, on the way there, he's replacing some of the losses he suffered. You could just go for more Obersoldaten with maybe an additional Sturm Pioneer squad. But I'm guessing Luvnest just swaps the cheaper infantry. Also, him not going for Doctrine, I would say certain Luftwaffe now, but the great might indicate either Spec Ops or Fortifications at this stage. And there you go, Barton calling in more fuel. T-70 moving westwards. Getting some damage, he's going to get Panzer faster though. Stuck around for the second T-70 arriving. Could get a wipe there though. There we go, he got the wipe, leaving Luvnest short another Volksgrenadier squad. But Panzer IV there ramming here for the Hammond-Göring Fallschirm Panzer Division. Panzer IV Model J. The last model of Panzer IV. Which is actually easier to produce and cheaper to produce. And as a fun fact, the Führer then limited how many could be produced every month, which was sort of basically a compromise after he kept insisting on trying to cancel Panzer IV production. Infantry moving eastwards here, bit of guarding here in the west. Luvnest was having a bit of hard time there. Goes feeling pretty bold here, and straight into a field gun. Less lucky there for Luvnest. Don't worry, the Russians, they don't have any Scheiße! Panzerabwehrkanone! Back! Ah! But what you're saying, Herr Hauptmann, the Russians don't have... Shut up, Klaus. Shut up. Not one more word. Russian Kednefer straight into the Kednefer there. Love in this case apparently being able to see into the future there and just predict where Barton's going to send the T-70 quite accurately. Then again, it's just because there's the Panzer IV maybe as well. If he needed the Kednefer, oh wait, it worked out perfectly. Barton got overconfident and he got punished there. We got into tank grenades going up. I still think Barton needs to A, get up a field gun, and 2, and then he should probably just try and pull for some tanks. As for Luvnest, I'd love to see a Doctrine. But he's quick to replace the Volksgrenadier losses, showing that the Hammond-Göring Fallschirm Panzer Division's front lines are always manned. Disco there, dealing with the Volksgrenadiers. Good hit there, maybe anti-tank grenade off on the Panzer IV. The field gun is too far away to immediately deal with it and finish it off. And the west we got the flak half-track with some infantry support. Sturm Pioneer laying down mines, very good and consistent mining from Luvnest. It's not just good to be able to just lay down mines in a good spot, it's also important to be able to do it consistently. I mean, these regards, consistency is a really powerful thing. What? He's going for more T-70s again? He's gone for Lend-Lease and he's not even remotely trying to push for EC8 reasonably fast. That is a curious move there by Barton. A curious move. I mean, this is Barton, obviously. But even then, this just feels excessive. At least figuring he'd go for another field and then try and take for him for his show. They could always go for more T-70s, but this feels a bit awkward by Barton. Perhaps a bit forced. Mines being laid down. We can see Barton is clearly taking a few pages from Luvnest's book, Mein Kampf. Mein Kampf. I put out the pressure on there. Anyways, that was a terrible joke, I guess. Then pronunciation is, of course, important. I'm stressing the right words. Anyways, T-70 rolling about here. Flak half-track fine wave. Virtually 216 kills for Deutschland. Half health, the Kednefer nearby support. Cut off one hit. There's actually a bit of an issue there for Barton, in particular since Luvnest's got a lot of guns covering it. It's going to be difficult for Barton to reclaim it easily without a large assault, which could cost him quite, and of course leave the eastern half of the map open to a fresh assault from Luvnest, except his Panzer IVs are awaiting repairs. T-70 almost taken out. Barton really needs to be careful of those T-70s. He's losing them, I think, a bit too quickly here. Definitely something he should not be, I think, doing so casually. You see that Barton going up here for the... Well, Luvnest, I mean, going for light infantry gun to provide artillery support. Very good. Smoke screen could be helpful then, making it hard for Barton to defend. Also just covering up his assaults. So we'll see there what Barton does. Will he actually try and take out, or what will he do? T-70 in for a few extra hits here. There we go. Again, glad to hit on the second T-70. Now there's history out there for Barton. And the 2nd Guards Mechanized Corps. Pulling in for the cutoff point. Right, he secured it. And there you go. Orbs on the engaged with the T-70 light tank. Swiftly falling back there. Could try and sneak out a bit here on the west side to maybe try and force Luvnest a bit away here from the cutoff point. But overall, Barton is in a bit of a sticky situation. I mean, really, Luvnest just managed to put down an excellent lockdown here on the cutoff point. And Barton, because he's mostly got light tanks, he can't really just push through them. I mean, he's ain't gone action for M4C Germans. He might have been better able to actually pressure the cutoff point. But the T-70s, like, he's going to need to push in both of them at the same time. I mean, there's a high likelihood of losing at least one, if not both of the T-70s, due to the way that Barton is so far. It's defending. And there you go. T-70 a lot of trouble there. We got engineers, field guns moving up, and almost got the T-70. Really strong. We just even dig in with sandbags. Barton's got... Luvnest has got Barton by the balls. There we go. And Barton here squirming about. He's clearly not comfortable with it. Again, Luvnest just keeps digging in. He just keeps increasing his grip on Barton's balls. Like a wrench. A vice. Made of Krupp steel. He just keeps slowly squeezing harder and harder. Barton struggles to breathe. It's going to be interesting to see if Barton can actually break this, because this is looking really nice. You can see Luvnest moving up a tank to further solidify it. I mean, right now, if Luvnest really wants it to, he should probably go for fortifications, dig in with trenches, lay down a flank emplacement, put down some S-mines, just do everything in his power to just ensure Barton cannot get it without, bleeding himself dry. Barton is going for a 30-70. He's just spamming them. It seems. He's just going for them. He's gone for Lend-Lease and he's not trying to take up and go for the M4C Germans. I am disappointed. And again, that's the interesting part of seeing a lot of T-70s, but I definitely want to see the M4C Germans, to be honest. Okay, looks like Barton is just going to go all in here with the triple T-70s and double field guns. He's swarming in here, attacking from several angles. He's probably going to try and look for the Kenwood cleared out with the field. There we go, gets the flak half-track. Barton there striking hard and furiously. Punching Luvnest in the nose. And there you go, a Kenwood for white, flak half-track down. Panzer IV pushed back, the cut-off point has been reclaimed. Losing a T-70 in the process. And Luvnest is going for a Panther. We're actually getting a Oberkommando West Panther in a 1 versus 1. Hello. More mines being laid down. I mean, at least Barton's been taking the time to just dig in on the eastern side, making it harder for Luvnest to push through there as he exerts a lot of pressure getting back to the cut-off point. Troops under fire from the T-70s. Heavy fire there. Eventually, 2 gainfuls are getting blasted slowly. They're trying to pull it for Panther before realizing that's a really bad idea. Field guns sneaking about there. Trying to set up a good position to deal with the Panther, which further falls back. Panther almost down for Luvnest for the Hammond going. And there we go. Panzerkampfwagen 5 Gefechtsbereit. Model A, by the way. There's the D, and there's the A, and there's the G model. Don't ask me why they didn't go in alphabetical order. The A model was sort of basically the second model. The second most produced model, which was followed... Well, the most produced was the G model, which was also the final model of Panther, really. He was out there and snipes Iron, then cuts down poor Piotr as well with his machine guns. Fun fact, the Panther's machine guns are actually kind of good. And there you go, both field guns shoot, both shots bounce off the 18mm of sloped armor. And there you go, engineers wiped here. Luvnest strikes back. Barton is still intent on T-70s despite now the presence of a Panther on the field as well. Barton does not relent. He's apparently been tasked by stalling himself to win this battle using only T-70, so he's going to the gulag. Please, Comrade Barton, is for not falling up on that bed and eating that bar of soap. I am not pleased. She will only do this with T-70s. Panther hanging back here for Luvnest. Close to the repulsed. Panther creeping up here. Constance falling back. Still a lot of mines. Field gun shoots. Misses the Panther. Panther 4, they're gaining eventually 2 seats. Raket moving up. Panther 4 penetrating. Luvnest ball has gone for Luftwaffe. He has gone for Luftwaffe ground forces. Interesting timing to go for it. It might be he's primarily going to think use it for airborne assault, so that way provide some air support as he makes a push for against Barton. So 3 T-70s. Will Barton go for a 4th? T-70 will actually try and take up now. I mean, how long he's going to try and get away with double field guns like so many T-70s here versus Luvnest? But so far, he's actually managed to regain and again control of the field. Luvnest here waiting for his support to, push ahead with the Panther. He's not going to, blitz it in, which is really good and important. Still 3 T-70s. Mine goes off there. Folks going to do is basically act as a minesweeper team for the Panther. And there you go, blitzing for using valiant assault. He sweeps through, going here for Barton's push Carth 1 here, which has now become the main staging ground there, full of Barton's effort is becoming Schwerpunkt. Folks, they're getting obliterated by the T-70s. A hailstorm of 45mm fire and coaxial machine gun fire, raking the Volkskundiers. Stopping any move there from Luvnest further on. But the Panther is supporting the orbitals down, preventing them from just being rashed by the T-70s. Though, in theory, you can do there. T-70s should be spotting as a really big Panther there. This is Pushkin. Really big tank. Gonna need anti-tank guns. Both shots bounce off the Panther. Kind of impressive. That's actually happened twice. Whoa! 3rd Panther 4 penetrating hit. That's really impressive. Orbison, they'll need to fall back here. Panther 4 moving up. He's swinging the western side, almost going for a wipe. And the conscript squad almost. Step on it, Otto. I once had Russian soldier dead. I said step on it. Is that meant to, gas, not to break, you idiot? Panther falling back here as we got the T-70 and the Raketner moving up here. Barton strikes back for the motherland. He is to reclaim the territory of the Zingar's mechanized corps. Mine goes off. The Panther's stuck in a really bad spot here, but thankfully he's got no field guns nearby, only Raketner, so he got no way of immediately punishing Luvnest for hitting the mine there. So, kind of lucky there for Luvnest, kind of lucky. I wonder what Luvnest is going to go for next. Would he like to try and play for a 2nd Panther? That'd be interesting. Luvnest first Raketner for creeping up. We got Valiant Assault again, charging forward straight to the T-70. We got Raketner for supporting him. There you go, direct hit on the T-70. Barton's got some amount of fuel, and there you go. Panther fast off. Getting the T-70, but it's only abandoned. It's only abandoned. Lucky there for Barton if he can't get it back. 2nd T-70 moving up. 1 G-Swing Disco moving up from north. We got the Panther 4 moving up. We got the field guns. They're ready to blast the Panther 4 2 ways to Berlin. T-70 hits from the Raketner. Can't push it back. Immediately he needs some troops in there to stop it. T-70 is burning out there, smouldering. Folks, they're fighting with all of their hearts and metal. Barton still not taking up. Panther are being fixed up as Sturmpioneer fix out as many of the issues as they can. Also, they can't fix any of the design issues, but that's another story. Closing blast with the T-70 light tank. Betchendy 2, almost there. Constantly need to fall back as well. Panther 4 need repairs, but the Panther's good to go here for Deutschland. And there you go, folks moving up, he's spotting it for the Panther. Panther moving in, shoots, hits the T-70 light tank with a direct hit here from the 75mm gun, high velocity. And there you go, direct hit here from something on the Panther. I think that was actually the T-70 landing a penetrating hit on the Panther. Shots bouncing off there, blitzes. Raketner for the opening up, field gun coming up, shots bouncing. Raketner gets a hit. Might get another hit. Nope, Panther gets away there. Barton's down to 12 here versus Luvnest in 87. Barton is still not taking out. Is he going to go for a fourth T-70 or something? There you go. Large Panther tank fire here. Panther caught by a sudden storm. A real packed front, which is a fun fact, was a tactic the Soviets actually directly copied from the Germans, forcing the Germans to come up with a counter tactic to it. There you go, folks out in the home, getting blasted with the T-70. There you go, we got the Kenworth creeping up though. Lots of damage to the T-70. He's going to lose this, gonna lose it. Barton there, struggling a bit to manage all of these light tanks, and that certainly has its issues here with the Kenworth is about. I definitely think Barton needs to just push for some medium armour. Probably ought to be able to better threaten the Panther, to be honest, than the bloody T-70 light tank. That's like trying to kill a bear with a soup spoon. Not likely to end well. Panther 4 swinging in there, halfway to Epson feet. But there you go. Barton anti-tank defense there opening up on the Panther 4. Except one which he's refused to set up. But there you go, down to half health. Got the machine gun. There's actually a good chance of losing the Panther 4 here. In particular, if he uses tracking to just increase line of sight. Nope, Panther 4 gets away. Too slow in setting up. He actually missed, I think, an opportunity to destroy Luvnest Panther 4. And Luvnest, he's actually got enough fuel and manpower to go for a Panther. So if he'd lost it, he probably could have replaced it with a Panther. Instead, we got another valid sortie for Luvnest, pushing it with infantry. T-70 getting Panther Fausted. Barton is not taking up here. Might be too preoccupied with the front line here. And all of the pressure Luvnest is laying down here for the fatherland. But I think should try and flank a bit deeper here against Barton. He's just trying to attack head on all of this time. I feel that could be done a bit more efficiently, but Luvnest, to be honest, creeping up and trying to get that Ace T-70, but doesn't quite work out for him. Loading right now. Barton's actually got issues with infantry. He's down to just a conscript squad, and he's trying to make up with machine guns. I don't think that's going to be a long-term satisfying solution, to be honest. More shots bouncing off the Panther here. Honestly, I haven't seen a Panther bounce this many shots in like ages. Granted, I haven't seen a 1 versus 1 Open Commerce Panther in ages, but still, that is a lot of shots that thing is bouncing, and it's not even Veterans 2 yet. I mean, I've seen Panthers that took more penetrating hits from a field gun than this Panther. I don't know what they applied to that frontal armor, but apparently it's working. My God, Fritz, what do you do to that Panther's front armor? Oh, I just applied a bit of sauerkraut. It works wonders. Sauerkraut? Yeah, just apply a bit. It works on everything. Ow! Sauerkraut. Teasing getting blasted by the Kedner for that sending point to be a bit nuisance for Barton, who's now got almost 300 fuel, and he's still not taking up. Starting to get a bit worried there for Barton. And we got a smoke from Downey to help push for the carve point. Very good, very good. And flanking with the Panther 4, though a bit suspect without infantry support. Creeping up here by Kedner and Fultz Grenadiers. Barton's boy got 3 field guns, and now the Kedner, I think he's just trying not to go for medium armor by now, which just seems a bit silly. Floating out and they're getting blasted with the double T-70s. So keeping up. They almost got another T-70. In fact, his ace there. That would be his second ace down to the Kednefers. And they're going for the blitzing forwards. Field guns there being flanked pretty good. So trying to take out the Panther. There you go. Takes up Luvnest Panther 4. A small victory there for Barton, but he loses the field gun crew. Wiped out here by the advancing Fultz gun as an Obersoldaten. He's got the machine gun up to install it. T-70 needs repairs desperately. Heavy machine guns opening up the advancing German troops, pinning them down in their places and their positions. Puts them moving up. There you go. We got the Panther on the move there for Luvnest. And he can actually go for second now if he wants to. Ooh, we could see an Obersoldaten wipe here. That would be a bit costly for Luvnest, would be a bit costly. Ah, no, he gets away. Pressing off. There you go. Panther charging up here, straight into the Kedner fire and field gun fire. Mostly field gun fire, I think, actually. Shots bounced, but he's still down to half health here. 100 victory points left for Barton. Still no tack. He's still got a lot of fuel. He still has a lot of fuel. Luvnest is going to play for a King Tide. He's going to go for the Mechanized Regiment. Of course, all primary repair pioneers, which means he'll have to manage repairs of his tanks less, which definitely has its benefits. Which very much has its benefits. Fixing up the T7 light tanks here. Okay, with the Sturmpion advancing. Barton keeps going for T70s. My God. Barton has achieved true cheeky breaky. By just keeping on going for the T70s. Third T70 almost done there. Well, I know I'm in T70 hat, but it's third for now. Panther Ball is actually close to VT2. That's going to be a problem there for Barton down the road. Even with all these field guns, including one which is virtually 3, which is actually really bad news for tanks. Particularly heavy armor can actually pierce reasonably well. Plus it has a good rate of fire, which is also bad news. Barton, I think he's more pressure on the west side. It seems like he's forgotten about that entirely. There you go. T-70 platoon on the move. There you go. Catching the Fultons there out in the open. Unleashing a hailstorm of death. Tearing them apart. Just absolute hell there for Luvnest Fultz Grenadiers. Mechanized Regiment is up. He just needs the manpower. Of course, the T-70s makes it harder for Luvnest to get the manpower out. As long as he keeps the pressure. I'd still really love to see Barton just take out and go for some infantry Shermans. Folks, they're getting absolutely blasted. Pulverized. Field guns, they're ready to support the T-70s. He knows where the T-70s are. Luvnest counters are going to be in there. You go. Vetti turn the Panther. Field's opening up there. Penetrating hits there. Penetrating hits. Orbs are being pushed back. T-70 taking fire there from the Nav. Vetti feel like Kedman need to fall back here. And the Panthers in dire need repairs as well. But it is still operating for Germany. Hey, Fritz, do you have more of that sauerkraut? Nein, I ran out of it. Scheiße. Ja, well, what can you do? But you know, it's why I'm always happy I listen to my mother's advice. Always have a jar of sauerkraut on you, no matter where you are. You'll always need it. Your mother was a very wise person. Yeah, she was. Mines being laid down here. Barton, of course, trying to make it harder for Luvnest to make any pushes with infantry and armour. Luvnest can see there's a lot of mines overall down here. Across the map. It's certainly also an interesting sort of duel of wills and wits here between these two players. I think also just highlights the pilot with T and the Barton can actually get away with. It's just upon the field guns and actually just laying down some supreme firepower versus Luvnest infantry. I think it also just highlights again the Panthers actually kind of good now. Though even I think Luvnest has gotten pretty lucky on some rolls. At the same time, I would say Luvnest has played the Panther quad. But there we go, full squad wiped out. Nope, that was a counter squad that got wiped. Never mind, my brain for some reason got that wrong in there. But still, thumbs up there to Luvnest handling his Panther well. This is how you handle a Panther. You don't just rush it in blindly. Just don't. Salute fire there off now. Barton Boy's got no infantry. It's definitely dangerous. He's still not taking up again. He's just relying heavily on the T-70s, no matter what. And he lost his veteran free machine gun crew. Definitely not good either for Barton. At least you should consider some mortars maybe. Or take up for Katyusha or something. Just something there. I definitely have to say that despite Barney trying to play for a weird sort of, forced composition, I mean, to an extent it's worked, but I do think like he needs to make some concessions soon to reality. He needs to make some concessions there. Okay, needs to slightly tilt about to deal with the Panther. Field guns, I'm trying to win the Panther being reinforced. There you go, let's go down the Panther, down to half health. More hits from the field guns. Almost got the main gun up, blitz, scheiße. Almost lost his Panther there. Luvnest might got a bit overconfident, underestimated Barton's ability to just side it down. That was really close there, and that could have gotten very bad for Luvnest. Even he's close to getting a King Tiger out. If he just had that out, that would just easily focus down by all the anti-tanks. The Panther creates another threat that can make it a bit harder for Barton just to focus down one tank. More engineers out there for Barton. He's down to 50 victory points here versus Luvnest 321. Repair parties to help him repair the Panther, which is actually getting close to eventually free. Fixing out the T-70. Down the point there, we got Barton Assault getting it for Luvnest. Pushing ahead for this fast land here. Barton can to stall and slow down this fascist assault. And he's going to lose the disc again. Because they're getting obliterated by the T-70s. And there you go, kept creeping ahead here. This is where some artillery I think would be quite helpful for Barton. But might give him a slightly better chance they're wiping out. Or just some infantry. I definitely feel like Barton's force composition is running into some issues there. Trying to take it with the field guns can work out, but even then it's not necessarily super amazingly foolproof here. Wait, what? Now he's going for Stukas of Fuss instead of the King Tiger? I mean, I guess you could go for the Stukas of Fuss instead, but I don't know. T-70 needs to fall back. Barton is going for a fourth T-70? He's going for a fourth T-70. He's no longer just cheeky breaky. He has passed the event horizon of cheeky breaky. He has achieved cheeky breaky singularity. Sound in the dish cat coming on from the T-70s. Panther taking hit from the field guns. Or something else. Fourth T-70 arriving. Fourth T-70. I can't recall if I've ever casted a match with this many T-70s in play at the same time. But there you go. Stukas of Fuss unleashing hell on the Bolsheviks on the marks. There you go. Got one of the field guns. Bit of a loss for Barton. It wasn't his ace field gun crew there. And he almost got the Panther. He almost got it though. Harassment up here, but they're being held here by a disc machine gun. I've only got one left. Units being wiped out here. And there you go, almost wiping out Luvnest disc machine, and there you go, annihilated with the T-70s. Troops moving in here. T-70s skirting in here to save the day, to hold back the fascists. But right now, Barton's forces largely just T-70s working together with anti-tank guns. There's a bit of engineers to support them, and that's it. Lost one T-70 Raketenwerfers. More T-70s. I mean, I'm not surprised anymore. Just, you know, slightly crashed and never went for any of the M4C Shermans, which is still content are pretty good. But, Luvnest Panther is super close to Veterinary 3, and then which one can actually go towards Veterinary 4 and Veterinary 5, which I certainly haven't seen a Panther go for in ages either. Like, I haven't seen a Veterinary 5 Panther for quite some time, so that 2 versus 2. I certainly haven't seen an Orbital Commerce Panther actually Veterinary 4, Veterinary 5 in, like, ages. Oh, Barton's had to go from infantry now, that's good. Orbital on there with by 42 kills. My Gottfried, we killed so many people. Yeah, it's fun. I hope this war never ends. But what about World War III? Oh, yes, that could be fun too, but I think I prefer World War II. Lots more killing. On some more personal level. I like that. Smoke screen down, he sneaks up, we got engineers still waiting. We got air reconnaissance with smoke bombs in as well here for Luvnest. further disrupting here. Barton's defense. We've got the T-70 platoon moving in. He's swiping in there. Almost walking out full squad. Kednev reels to virtually fireball. There you go. It's exposed to the T-70. They can finally have the vengeance. There we go. T-70s get the Kednev, annihilating it. Field is up the Panther. T-70 down. He's lost in the near squad as well here. Panther's taking heavy damage. It is virtually 3. Halfway to virtually 4. T-70 sneaking about there. Anti-tankers can't quite catch up with it. T-70 needs to be careful here. Getting flanked by the Panther. Good hit there. T-70 misses at point blank range against the Panther. Panther does not. Again, they're moving up. And there we go, Lance. Oh no, it misses. It misses. Field gun and does not. There you go. Rear hit there on the Panther. Super close for T4 in the center. German infantry driven off. Unit wiped. 69 population there for Luvnest, 42 for Barton. Two great mythical numbers. Oh, no, 71 there. T-70 number, I don't know, for Barton. How many T-70s gone for by now? That's his 9th T-70. But his units are getting depleted again. His force composition has some severe gaps in him. Whereas Luvnest is able to maintain it better because he's already, again, got a stronger force composition. So it's less like just lose everything, to a single counter. Still, that Panther's impressive. But he did get like Kednev, I guess. He did get it. It looks like Barton was able to, Luvnest was able to resecure it. More engineers out. He needs to recruit a lot of this stuff, to be honest. Another Ace T-70. Still nothing in the west side. They definitely think he needs to try and rush. When they go rushing in the T-70s, he's sending them all in, all for against like Kednev. He doesn't care about the losses. Units wiped here. Barton is getting a lot more aggressive. Perhaps he feels the pressure, the heat from Luvnest. Almost got another full squad with the T-70 Storm, and there we go. He annihilates it. Ace Panther moves in there, blows apart Sergeant Piotr's tank. Takes a little hits there from the Kednevs and the field guns, but still, it is virtually 4 now. Increasing the accuracy there of the Panther's main gun further, and I believe the machine guns a bit too. But I might be wrong there. Panther's going to need repairs again. It seems like he's forgotten about the repair pun here. So it's just back towards there. Last step here is Veterancy 5. This fight is certainly something else. I mean, we've been getting a lot of interesting fights, I would say, after the last patch, to be honest. We've been getting a lot of interesting fights. 46 kills in the orbital Barton. 46 kills! Getting them in crude. Almost got there with the T-70. And wipes it. Sturmpioneer man, Diska there getting blasted. More Sturmpioneer moving up here. And there you go. Panther moves up, lands a good hit there. Kednev crude. Another Stukas bounce here from Luvnest. Devastating. And anti-tank crew. Leaving without like Kednev there. Now sits down to his ace field gun crew. He's got nothing left there in anti-tank otherwise. This is a really critical situation with Barton. Again, he's just playing so much fuel and even munitions now. Panther misses there. Ace field gun moving up. T-70 repaired. And we got, air support going in there. In this case, airborne assault. Panther hit from the ace field gun. Striking fire there. Smoke's going to continue to rain down the field gun. Luvnest pulling in the Panther back there. Possibly for some repairs. Luvnest also got a ton of field defense. It's obviously not just Barton who's, floating a ton here. Fixing up the T-70. Kednev for Diska also moving up there. I do feel like good flank. Well, there you go. Finally, sort of Barton is trying to hit the other parts of the map there again. I feel like he's just been overfocused in the center to an extent. So has Luvnest. At least I feel like he tried to flank and outmaneuver Barton from time to time. Whereas Barton again just seemingly ignored. Air counters in here. This counter laid down the smokes in the center victory point, I believe. Oh no, in the eastern one. Sneaky. Clever. Clever. Very clever there, Luvnest. He's go with the T. There you go. Ace Panther moving in. And, well, almost ace for the. That's obviously the veteran 5. There's who got the T-70. Another ace T-70 bites the dust before the mighty of Hauptmann. Schnell's Panther. There you go. Fortunately, being swarmed with the double T-70s. Almost wiped out there. Well, there you go. Panther to the rescue. Lands a good hit there. Lands a good hit. Shoots, misses this time around. It's not quite there to the veteran 5, but gets extra bonus for shooting on the move, which of course is quite impressive. 20 points left as 223. Barton still got a lot of men to tank just lying about, and there you go. T7's opening up the Sturmpioneer there. Fighting for the point of the orbital down there. He's going to, I think, wipe out the constructors. That's not even an equal fight. It's not even close. Granted, it should be. I mean, veterans in constructors has veterans in 5 orbital down with a light machine gun. Should, you know, be rather favoured for, you know, the hardened German veterans who've seen much. The spell match. But there you go. Luvnest doesn't go for the King Tide. Goes for a second Panther. And Barton keeps going for T-70s. Isn't that his, like, 10th? Yeah, that's... No, that's actually his 11th he's getting there. His 11th T-70. And he's charging in there. It's a little parade of death. And the Panther actually misses, allowing the T-70 to get away there. Heavy machine creaking blast. There you go. Panther moves forward. Stuckers is firing. Probably trying to deal with the field guns. Alakena up. Panther there. Oh, there you go. Game 25. Almost got the field gun crew. T-70 down. Panther is now definitely an ace. It is the true ace. It is the veteran 5 Panther. Anti-tank guns opening up there. Almost got it. The remaining veteran 3 field gun crew bites the dust, leaving Barton now with no assist counters to the ace Panther. There you go. Shoots, T-70 down here, T-70 down. Second Panther rises as well, shoots, misses. Other Panther though shows the way and gets a good hit. The field gun recruit. Almost there we go, got another T-70. It's a complete slaughter now. I'd say the balance is finally tipped fully in favour of Luvnest. There's no way I think Barton can now stop him with just T-70 field guns. Actually close at several times, but I would say the dam has broken. The cup overfloweth with Deutschland, and Barton's cup is simply not big enough. Pulling back the Panthers, but Barton just keeps fighting. He keeps going for more T-70s down to 6 victory points. 6. More units just dying, slaughtered. T-70 moving in here. So many T-70 wreckages, just wrecks all over the place. And Barton just keeps going for them, unrelentingly, unfailingly. Panther being fixed up. Heavy machine thinking blocked with double T-70s. If Barton loses that victory point, that would very well be GG, I think. Creeping out on the western one again. He's starting to realise he has to push for that victory point as well. That he realised he can't afford to be lazy anymore, I think. Both Panthers on the move, the ace and the rookie. There you go, sending in the ace here for the machine gun crew there in the west. And just tearing it apart with machine guns. In the east, Rookie Panther going for the T-70 infantry, across the victory point there. No one's actually got any victory points now. All 3 victory points actually neutral. Wow. You don't see that very often. Not this late to the game, that is. And not usually not when one player's just like 6 points behind. But there we go. Kenner down, T-70 down. The ace just continues to demolish Barton. 19 kills, 13 infantry, 6 vehicles. Of course, if asked, of course, you'd have to explain those were actually T-70s, nothing big. But there you go. GG, game over. An absolutely crazy fight right here crossing in the woods with heavy casualties. Numerous light tanks knocked out. This was definitely not your usual 1v1, but I still think in many ways interesting. I mean, certainly shows just the power of T-70s and just anti-tank and how far I can actually get with them, even know what you're doing with them, but also just mines. But it just also think shows this Panther thing is actually kind of good now, if you actually know how to handle it, which Luvnest did. Certainly some interesting and crazy stuff right here in Crossing the Woods. So certainly hope you enjoyed this match. I hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it. If you like what we do, consider supporting either pledging on Patreon or donating via PayPal. Links in the video description. This Imperial Lynching. Cheers, thank you for watching. Hope to see you all tomorrow for another sunny episode. Bye.